It's your boy Grown Man Business TV. Feel what I'm saying? You can tap in, you can tap out. But you know my slogan, and you do know what I suggest. And I suggest you tap in. So let's get right into it. Now listen, you already know time and energy, the highest forms of currency. Time, energy, the highest forms of currency, my G. I know they got you out here chasing the bag, stacking that money, getting that paper, but always keep it in the front of your mental Rolodex that time and energy are the highest forms of currency, my G. It is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be. Big salute to all my day one investors, everybody that been tapped into the channel since day one. We growing this thing organically. You already know, constant elevation. We making our way to the top. It is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be. 23,000 subscribers in. Yeah, we only going up. Even bigger salute to all my newcomers, all my new subscribers, everybody that's locked into the channel, everybody that's making their way to Grown Man Business TV. Big salute to y'all. Highly appreciate it. I appreciate the engagement, the comments, the DMs. You already know how we giving it up. You are here at the Realest channel on YouTube. Carved out a lane for the real, and we the only ones in it. So make sure y'all hit the like button. Make sure y'all hit the subscribe button, and we locked in. So you already see the title. You know, Zip with the Drip. You already see the thumbnail. And we're going to talk about this because I got a lot of people that been asking me, you know, GMB TV, where did you and Zip with the Drip go left? Why did you and Zippy have that back and forth? You understand what I'm saying? And for a while I've been seeing these DMs, you know, addressing Zip with the Drip, and I just really didn't have a reason to answer those questions. I didn't really have a reason to address that situation. Now I want to say this. Big salute to Zip. You understand what I'm saying? One thing for sure, two things for certain. Gotta respect intellect. Gotta respect that. YouTube is YouTube. You know what I mean? It's nothing big. It's all business. It's nothing personal. YouTube is YouTube. So there is no beef with Zip with the Drip when it come to Grown Man Business TV. Big salute to Zip. You know what I'm saying? I see you got merch. I see you out here grinding. You know, always a positive thing to see somebody make it out of prison. You know what I'm saying? Out of the worst of the worst situations and come home and be able to make a way for themselves. So it ain't no beef with Zippy. You know what I'm saying? Big salute to Zip with the Drip. Keep grinding, Jack. Is what it is, and it'll be what it's gonna be. But me and Zip did have a back and forth. And when the downloads start downloading, you know, the downloads told me, listen, it's time. Go ahead and address that. Go ahead and knock that out. Bring it to the public, you know, and square that all the way. Now, before we get into what we gonna talk about when it comes to Zip with the Drip and in that whole situation, right? I gotta say this. See, when Zip get in that religion bag, when he starts talking about Islam and, you know, he starts talking about, you know, all of that type of stuff, that's where I think Zip is most powerful at. Talking about the religion that he represents, talking about the God that he prays to, talking about, you know, taking your shahada, talking about just Islam, period. When he get in that bag, powerful, my G. Is what it is, and it'll be what it's gonna be. And like I say, even before we get deep into the situation, you got to know something. I reached out to Zip. We had a conversation behind closed doors because I'm in the process when it comes to, you know, taking my shahada. I'm in the process when it comes to tapping into my spiritual, you know, that spiritual side on a whole nother level. So there is no beef when it comes to this. You got to understand that. You understand? I reached out to Zip and instantly replied, solid replies, my G. You know what I mean? Yeah, don't wait, do it now. So one thing for sure, two things for certain, there is no beef. But Zip with the Drip recently spoke about something that 50 Cent said, and he elaborated on it. And when I saw the clip, salute to everybody in my DMs, man. You got to understand, we powerful here at Grown Man Business TV. The clip that I saw in my DM was the key that opened the door, that told me, okay, go ahead and address this. Go ahead and really smooth this out and let it, you know, because nobody really knows where it went left at. You know what I mean? I don't know Zip. I'm not from New York. Where did that go left at? And this clip right here is a perfect example, and it's gonna lead me and segue me into, you know, different angles of this. So big salute, man. Everybody that's tapped in. It's late night. It's super late. I already know the majority of y'all is laid down. Y'all got work in the morning. I'm still a little bit under the weather, but I'm feeling a lot better. You know, that hot tea and honey, man, it worked wonders. It worked wonders. So let's get into this now. Zip with the drip. Again, big salute to Zip, man. You know, intellects, we gon' be able to connect on a certain level. Now, the tough guy thing, that's where it kind of went left at. But when it come to that religion, when it comes to intellectual, when it come to conversation, when it come to dialogue, I can't take nothing away from him. Now, 50 Cent was with Gilly and Wallow recently. He said a lot in this interview, but it was something in particular that he said in this interview that Zip with the Drip kind of, you know, he elaborated on. And not only did he elaborate on, but he posted. So let's look at this. Big salute to the chat. This right here. Let's see what we got. Let's see what we got.
I want to say this right. Tough is not. It's never what you said. It's always what you did.
Boom. Tough is never what you said. It's always what you did, right?
I want to say this right. Tough is not. It's never what you said. It's always what you did. I want to say this right. Tough is not. It's never what you said. It's always what you did. I want to say this right. Tough is not. It's never what you said. It's always what you did.
All right. So that was the statement that 50 Cent made. You understand what I'm saying? And Zip with the Drip, he responded to that. You know, he elaborated on that. And what he said in elaboration is what I got in the DM. So let's get to that so we can really break this thing down. Right? Let's listen to Zip.
My approach to the internet was different. Came on the internet, yo, listen. This is the lane. I am a tough guy. Yeah, you heard what he said? You do something tough, they put you in jail. Now you in the home of the boldest. You gonna have to continue doing tough things. I did 20 years straight. Straight. What you think? I went to jail? I'm not gonna be tough no more. Oh, nah, nigga, you was running around in the street shooting people in the head and all of that? Nah, you ain't gonna get in here and be soft now.
Now, let's stop right there. And again, salute to Zip. You understand what I'm saying? You got to know something, man. This YouTube thing is YouTube. That's one of the things that I expressed to him when I reached out to him. YouTube is YouTube. It's nothing personal. It's all business, right? But in the beginning, when we all lock in and Zip, we laugh. Dude is definitely a comedian. He should do a stand-up. He should really go like on tour with like, I don't know, Charles the White or something and do a stand-up. He could probably make millions of dollars doing that. And not just the comedic part, but like when he would speak about religion, when he would go in depth about, Islam. You understand the different angles, the different levels and things that Quran say. You understand, really resonates with me. Even to this day, right now, the things he say about the Quran, the things he say about Islam, the game that he give up on that religion, speak volumes to me. But where I got thrown off when I first was even, tapped in to Zip was the tough guy role. The whole tough guy thing. You understand what I'm saying? Now we all know tough guys. If we not tough guys, we all know tough guys. And I can speak for myself, right? I know killers. I know gorillas. I know hooligans. You understand what I'm saying? And I was always, red flags went all over the field for me when he told the story about shooting that dude in his neighborhood and killing him. All right, so let's just step through this. Let's step through this, and I'm speaking for myself right here. I'm sure it's multiple other YouTubers that trying to articulate this, but really can't figure it out. And even with this statement that he made, I felt like he was involving me. You know what I'm saying? I felt, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm one of the dudes that went back and forth with him on YouTube. I'm one of the guys that had the little, we had the little, we did our thing when it come to this YouTube streets. And one thing for sure, two things for certain, Grown Man Business TV might be the only channel that Zip was not able to smoke. He was not able to step on. He was not able to stop the momentum. He was not able to stop the movement. He was not able to stop the motion of this channel. Everybody else that he went back and forth with, he kind of stopped the motion. Grown Man Business TV, not so much, right? So again, this clip made me feel like this is the perfect time, because I feel like he's kind of including me. He's including me into these YouTubers. Let's look a little bit longer before we get deep into the situation.
Yeah, you ain't gonna. What's the opposite of tough? Tender? Yeah. Oh, you gonna be tender? You gonna get in here and be tender? Nah, we gonna carry on the tradition. You heard? Hey, we ain't stopping none of that. And so when I get on here and verbalize that, people get upset. Oh, yo, he acting tough. He acting tough. Nah, I don't act tough. Tough is not what you say. Tough is what you do. Then,
boom. So I felt like dudes get mad. I never was mad about it. I just challenged it. See, the difference between me and like, I don't know what they got going on with like 10 Toes Down and Call Outs TV and all these other dudes. That's like some New York shit that they got going on. That's something they got personal against each other. I never was involved with that. You understand what I'm saying? I heard Zippy with the drippy say something. I heard Zip tell a story. I heard him tell multiple stories that red flags was all over the field for me. And I asked questions and I challenged those stories. And because I challenged them instead of just rocking with it, when I challenged them, that's what made them, block me from the X, Y, and Z, right? That's where we kind of went left at. So tough is not what you say, it's what you do. So let's talk about the killing and the first reason why I was looking sideways at Zip. In the beginning, of the whole YouTube thing, Zip would, he come on live, he smoke his bud, and he get real hype and animated, and he'll start now getting into that bravado and that macho man Randy Savage, and he starts to telling stories. And I remember the first time I heard Zip tell that story about that young man that he deleted in his neighborhood, and I'll never forget it. Ever forget exactly what Zip said, man. Because that was the first time when I say, hold up, something ain't right. With the macho man Randy Savage, with the bravado, with that type of energy, something is off. Now again, I like everything else. He's a comedian. I like when he talk about the shahada. I like when he talk that religion. I like when he giving up that game. But something about the tough man talk not sitting right with me. So let's go through this story, right? Zip said he was on the corner. He was outside his project building. It was a dice game going on. He said him and the dude was having words. They was going back and forth. They was kind of like arguing, whatever you want to call it, right? The dude turned around and said to Zippy that he would do something to him, like shoot him. He pulled the gun on him. He said he was going to do something of bodily harm to Zip with the drip. Now, at the time, Zip didn't have no weapon on him. So Zip sitting out of mind. This is all verbatim from Zip telling this story. He said he left the dice game. He went up the block and he went to his cousin's house. He said his cousin was in there butt naked with a female. They was doing whatever they was doing. And he said he told his cousin he needed the gun, right? He had to go back and forth with his cousin because his cousin was busy with Shorty in the crib. But somehow, some way, through all whatever that was going on, he got his hands on the gun. He took that gun and he walked back to the shootout. He walked back to the dice game, right? Here go where the red flags come in at. He got back to the dice game. He walked up behind homie. Homie did not know that Zip was walking up behind him, and he shot him in the back of the neck because he it wasn't in the head, it was like in the neck, but he shot him in his upper area from behind. You understand what I'm saying? Now again, remember what 50 Cent said, and remember what Zip said. It's not what you say, it's what you do that make you a tough guy, that make you a hooligan, that make you X, Y, and Z. But one thing for sure, two things for certain, I know that that's not really what it is. It's not what you do, it's how you do it. It's not what you do, it's how you do it. Now again, let's just follow me on this. Zip left after homie threatened him. He went to his cousin's house. He told his cousin he needed a weapon. His cousin gave it to him. He turned around and went back to the dice game, walked up behind homie and shot him in the back of the head or the back of the neck. That right there, I could not respect, homie. That's the beginning stages of me and Zippy with the Drippy having an issue and going back and forth on the internet. Now, mind you, it go left after about 4 or 5 videos, but that was the initial reason right there. Because it's not what you do, it's how you do it. When you listen to the OGs, they always gonna tell you anybody can shoot a gun. That don't make you a tough guy. That don't make you a hooligan. That don't even really make you a killer for real. Because anybody can shoot a gun. So when dudes do drive-bys, we don't respect that. We don't respect when grown men get in cars and do drive-bys. Because you ain't really a shooter. You ain't really a hooligan. You did some sucker shit when you got in that car and you did a drive-by. Or you know the young boys that get those guns and they just be shooting all over the place. They just do a whole bunch of shooting and they shoot somebody, but they just do a whole bunch. They just firing the gun. They ain't even aiming it because they scared. See, we don't respect that. Now, mind you, you still shooting the gun, but that don't make you a hooligan. That don't make you a tough guy. That don't make you a killer, homie. Right? You get a gun, you walk up behind somebody while they shooting dice. And you sneak up on them and you shoot them in the back or the back of the neck or the back of the head. We can't, that don't make you tough, my G. We was raised like that, and that's a universal law. Anybody can shoot a gun. You get more respect for using a knife. Anybody can shoot a gun. Close your eyes and shoot that shit. That don't make you tough. So when Zip said that he shot homie in the back of the head, that was the first time I said something ain't right about this. And I challenged it. I would be in the chat and I would say, yo, Zip, why did you shoot him in the back of the head? Why didn't you look him in his eyes when you did that? Why did you sneak up on him? Because if homie pulled the gun on you, he obviously didn't respect you. He didn't respect your gangster. And he probably didn't think that you was going to sneak up behind him and shoot him in the back of the head, because that ain't gangster. That ain't hooligan. So that right there was alarming. And hearing 50 Cent say that, I lost some respect for 50 Cent. I got to really dig into that and see what context he was trying to deliver that message. But listening to Zip express that after watching 50 Cent say that, and then he expressed that, I lost some respect, because it's never what you do, it's how you do it. It's never what you do. It's never what you do. And when you got youngsters listening, when you got a message, when you got a platform, when you got 126 people in the live chat at 1:30 in the morning, you gotta get that game up raw, pure, and uncut. We ain't stepping on it. We ain't playing no games with it. You understand what I'm saying? So these things is something that grown men standing on grown man business. It was never a disrespect thing to Zip with the drip. It was never a disrespect thing. It was never personal. It was only grown man business, where a grown man gonna challenge that. So when you say that, yeah, I went and got the gun from my cousin. My cousin gave me the gun. He had a chick in the crib. I took the gun. I snuck up behind homie, or I walked up behind homie and I shot him in the back of his head. That right there, a grown man gotta ask, why did you shoot him in the back of his head, homie? You don't, as an OG, if you a little nigga, I'ma say, homie, we can't give you no respect for that. That don't make you a hooligan. That don't make you that could make you a coward, my nigga. In the right hands with the right OG talking over that, that could make you a coward, shooting that man in the back of his head. What you should have did was like the Wild Wild West, nigga. Let's have a shootout. Let's have a duel. I'm gonna give you a fair opportunity, and I'm gonna have a fair opportunity, and I'm gonna win this. You can't. So that right there is that's foul play. That's nasty work. And that's all I was saying is Zip in the beginning. Yo, you saying that you a hooligan, but you shot the man in the back of the head. That's nasty work. You can't claim hooligan for that. Don't make you a tough guy. That don't make you a killer. That's not something we should respect. That you came back with a gun and shot him in the back of his fucking head. That's a no-no. And again, the right OG looking over that gonna call you a coward. Now, it's passion in this. So I don't want nobody to mistake this passion with anger or passion with aggression. I fuck with Zip. You know what I'm saying? Like at the end of the day, seeing what's going on in these YouTube streets, seeing these dudes slandering his name, calling him a rat and making up all of these stories that they still have not proven. I can't be involved in that type of, that shit is a circus, homie, and I don't respect it. I don't respect what I see 10 Toes Down doing when it come to Zip with the drip. I don't really respect what I see a lot of these content creators doing when it come to Zip with the drip. When it come to, homie, like making up all these different stories that y'all have no proof. I ain't got nothing to do with that. And I gotta be separated out of that. I need, like it or not, I don't got no parts of that shit. Never had no parts of that. Never. My only gripe with Zip with the drip is the fact he said he shot homie in the back of the head, and then he tried to claim that will make him a hooligan or a tough guy. No, my G. That's not something we can praise. That's not something we can say salute to. We can't salute that. Now, when you talk about the Quran, when you talk about the Nation of Islam, when you talk that religion talk, I can salute that. I can salute that. When you start talking, when you start making jokes and you make niggas laugh and you it's like a comedian that come out you, I can salute that. But you're not a tough guy for shooting that young man in the back of his fucking head, Zip. That is what it is. And I would love to have a real live conversation with you so we could because I think it'd be dope. It'd be powerful. You know what I'm saying? Because intellectually, Zip is on that level. You can't take that away from him. See, I'm not like I'm not like these other content creators. I'm not going to take nothing from homie because I've never been a hater. I don't like that story. I don't respect shooting a nigga in the back of his head, but there are things that I do respect. And as a grown man that stand on grown man business, I'm not going to leave those things out to try to slander or, disrespect or try to take something away. Nah, intellectually, we can have a conversation. Because you think shooting a nigga in the back of the head make you a hooligan. Nah, you think shooting a nigga in the back of the head make you a tough guy. And I'm here to tell you, anybody can shoot a gun. That's one of the most easiest ways to get rid of somebody, shooting a gun. You could do a drive-by. You can pull the gun out, close your eyes. You could be an accident murderer, right? Or you could sneak up behind your victim when they don't have no knowledge that you there, no opportunity to defend themselves, and you could sneak up behind their back and shoot them in the back of their head, or you could shoot them in the back. We don't respect niggas that shoot people in their back, homie. That shit, that mean, nah, he wasn't even looking at you. So when you got a real grown man that stand on grown man business, you know what I'm saying? Because I work hard to be in this position, homie. I work hard to be in this position. I grind, man. Put that work in. When you got a dude like me that's intellectually on that level and can articulate myself on that level, and then you got a dude like Zip that did 20 some odd years in jail. Smart than a motherfucker. Zip smart. He not no dummy, homie. Nigga probably read the Quran 13 times back and front. He know what he talking about when it come to certain subjects. Intellectual. That nigga ain't no dummy. When you got a dude on that side of the fence and you got a dude on this side of the fence having a conversation, it's powerful. I'm here to tell you, anybody that shoots somebody in their back, shoot them in the back of the head, shoot them in the back of the neck, or none of that is not a tough guy nor a hooligan. Now, that was the first red flag for me, right? And I remember going back and forth with Zip inside his comment. I would be in the live chat in the comments, and I would be questioning him on that shit. And you know, Zip, he just get real, you know, he get real animated. That's the word I'm looking for. He get real animated like Busta Rhymes, and he get to screaming and shouting and all that. So that was the first time when me and, cause I rock with Zip. I rock with his content. I used to be in his chat and all that. So let's move forward, right? Again, you know, Zip, he get in his bag, he get to talking, he get to smoking, and he get to telling stories. And then he told the Blue Boy story. Now, this is where Zip lost me at. This is where I knew I ain't gonna be a part of the drip squad. Yeah, grown man business TV. I'm not gonna be a part of the drip squad. I'm not gonna be able to really stand on business when it comes to Zip with the drip, because I gotta get a better understanding on the mentality of these New York niggas, because they seem to rock with that. And where I grew up at, how I was raised, we was raised not to rock with that. Shooting a nigga in the back of the head or in his back or in the back of the neck or anything like that, we was raised not to rock. That's coward shit. And then the Blue Boy story came out. Now, again, I remember Zip with the drip telling this story verbatim. Verbatim. He said he came to the block. He came to Long Way Key Block. He called it a key block. He got to his cell because he said that he had a dirty urine. He had a dirty urine, and they brought him to Long Way Key Block. I just remember Key Block. He said that Blue Boy was like the deck person that was, that one deck inmate that was able to move up and down the deck. You know what I'm saying? Bring trays, do those type of things. You know, like the guys with that get to do the little work on the dock, on the cell, on the block, right? He said Blue Boy came to his cell, put a knife on his cell. He told Zip, he said, yo, you blood? Zip said, yeah. Now, that let me know that Zip was a gang member, that Zip was an active gang member when this shit went down. He said, you blood? Zip said, yeah. He said, all right, well, I'm Blue Boy. You blood, and my name is Blue Boy. That mean I'm Crip. And he put a knife on his cell. And he told Zip, I ain't down with none of the fly banging. I remember this shit like yesterday when I heard him tell, because Zip is a hell of a storyteller. So you seeing Zip telling these stories, and it feels like it's like he's a hell of a storyteller. He said, I ain't down with none of the fly banging. If you got an issue X, Y, and Z, when they pop your cell, you take this knife and we can go gun to gun. Now, initially hearing that, I'm like, and then, I'm like, oh shit, you a blood, you a gang member. You got a Crip nigga. Not only is he a Crip, but he a Mexican or a Puerto Rican. He's a Latino. He ain't even black, right? Put a knife on your cell. So he brought you a weapon. So first and foremost, you got to understand something. Blue Boy did some honorable shit. He didn't sneak up behind you like you did, homie, in your neighborhood. He didn't stab you in your back. He didn't wait till your back was turned and then attack you. The nigga actually brought you a weapon to your cell and put it on your cell and told you to, yeah, if you want war, to take this knife when you come out. So, again, When I heard this shit, I was like, yo, okay, so that means it's about to go down. And then Zip said he made an executive decision and told him, take this shit, get this shit out of here. Basically, I don't want no smoke with you. All that shit you talking about, I ain't with that. Now, just like everybody else, my G, you gotta understand something. My initial thought process is telling me you can't be a tough guy and turn down fades. You can't be a tough guy and turn down wreck. You can't be a hooligan, homie, and give the knife back. So I ain't never been in that situation. I ain't never had to stab a nigga. I ain't never been to prison for 20 years and had to do something like that. So what did I do? Grown Man Business TV. I reached out to somebody that I know did all of that. My Uncle Squirt, he did all of that. Told me a million stories about being locked up in prison. Told me about a fight he got into with a dude that tried to stab him. He ended up taking the knife and pushing that shit in him, pushing his own knife in him. So I know my uncle is hands-on experience with the type of things that Zip was talking about. So I sat down with my uncle, and I ain't gonna lie, I think that I'm gonna have my uncle come on my channel and we're gonna have a conversation. I gotta figure it out. I might have to go live from my laptop and then have my uncle call in, cause he an old head. He ain't with none of the YouTube. But I talked with my uncle when I ran that play that Zip talked about past my uncle. I say, when you was locked up, if somebody came to your cell, right? Say you got to a new building, you got to a new facility, right? Somebody from a Latino or Mexican or a white guy, X, Y, and Z, say that they came to your cell as soon as you got there. They put a shank on your cell right there and told you, if you want smoke, grab this shank and come out. When they pop your shit, it's gonna turn up. What would you have had to do? And my uncle told me, go to war. My uncle told me that you would have no option to turn that down, especially coming from a Latino, coming from a Mexican, coming from a white guy, let alone a Crip if you a blood, or let alone a blood if you a Crip. And he really drilled that and let me know, like, anybody that do that is food, my G. Anybody that do that is fucking food. That's what my uncle. Nah, I ain't. And Malik, you kind of just getting in here. We already 30 minutes in. I rock with Zip. I'm just explaining. I'm really just explaining what made me and Zip go back and forth on the YouTube. I fuck with Zip. I already reached out to Zip. Me and Zip had a quick conversation. You know what I'm saying? YouTube is YouTube. But what I'm doing. See who Blue Boy. I give me 2 seconds. I'll speak on that. But I'm just saying what made me go from being in Zip chat, rocking with Zip, to kind of challenging Zip, because I ain't like 10 toes down. I ain't like none of these I don't like the shit that's going on YouTube when it come to Zip. I don't like niggas making up stories, and like, I'm watching what's going on, and the shit is a circus, and I gotta separate myself from that. So when Zip get to talking about, you know, the content creators, I ain't got nothing to do with that. I ain't got nothing to do with that. That shit is nasty work. But I'm not reaching. You gotta understand something, right? You gotta understand something. You know, Zip say that it's impossible to go gun to gun, X, Y, and Z on that key block. But like my uncle told me, hooligans and gangsters and real for real deal drug, real niggas like that, hooligans, them niggas go to war in front of the police. Them niggas go to war with the police. It ain't no excuse that the police might see. Then you ain't no hooligan. You know what I'm saying? And you can't claim that ain't no hooligan, homie. And my uncle is a hooligan. Yeah, he's a New York hooligan. Name is painted in them streets in New York City. Nigga, highly respected. You understand what I'm saying? So the first red flag, and who is Blue Boy reaching out to though? He reaching out to Zip. Zip got a voice. Zip turned that smoke down. Zip turned that knife down. And you got to know something, right? I'm not knocking Zip for doing that. You know what? A businessman like myself might have did the same thing. I'm not a hooligan. Nigga, I'm here to get money. I ain't no pussy neither. I ain't no sucker neither, nigga. But I don't think I'ma do nothing just, nah, if I can get around that and get some money, then let's just get around that and get some money. But when you a hooligan, that ain't what hooligans do. Hooligans don't turn down no fucking knife work. Hooligans, they don't do that. So that's what me and Zip kind of had went left at. You know what I'm saying? Where I was kind of questioning those stories. I'm like, bro, you ain't, you know, when Zip say stuff like, I made it out of jail with no scratches. I ain't got no cuts. Well, when you duck fades and shit, you liable to come out like that. When you duck knife work, you liable to come out like that. But let's imagine you was a hooligan and you grabbed that knife off that cell and you went went to war with Blue Boy. You might have a cut. So you can't really say you just got in and got out, because if you gonna go and you ain't ducking no phase and all call outs is mandatory, then you might have a cut on you. You might have some war wounds. You might have some chinks in your armor. But when you picking and choosing what war you gonna go into, when you picking and choosing what battles you gonna fight, and then like my uncle told me as well, you know, that's a Mexican, or that nigga's a Mexican. When it come to like jail and prison and all that, that nigga's a Mexican. And see, Blue Boy was in control of the tier. So Blue Boy could get your cell popped open when it ain't no police around. Blue Boy probably could have waited, and I'm pretty sure Blue Boy was gonna have your cell pop where it was some COs he was cool with. It was some COs that fuck with him because Blue Boy killed what's the dude name? Yeah, Davis. What's the black dude name? He killed that. Yeah, they used Blue Boy to get rid of the Davis dude. So you gotta know there was COs in there that fuck. Malik, what was the dude name that Blue Boy killed? You know who I'm talking about. Blue Boy killed the real prominent nigga who went to war with the police. Blue Boy killed the black man that had information on Larry Davis. Blue Boy is not no regular Mexican. He is not no regular Latino nigga. Blue Boy is a tool. Blue Boy killed Larry Davis, a nigga who was selling drugs for the NYPD, a nigga who had names, addresses, details about certain police officers that was dibbling and dabbling in criminal activity. I guarantee you some of those police officers are now chiefs running shit out there in New York City. And the last thing they needed was their names to be exposed by Larry Davis. And guess what? They let Blue Boy, and they put him right where he needed to be at, and he killed Larry Davis. So when Blue Boy told Zip he could pop that gate and they could go to war, last thing Zip had to worry about is some COs. Last thing Zip had to worry about is if some COs was going to be watching. It was going to be the COs that fuck with Blue Boy that was going to pop that fucking gate. So again, I'm able to articulate this. I'm able to, on an intellectual level, I'm able to get this game up. Now, when I would be in the chat, you know, typing this shit in the chat, trying to ask Zip why this and why that, why would you deny the fade with a Mexican, but you would shoot a black man in the back of his head? Why would you? That shit don't add up. You shot a black man in the back, but you dodged smoke with a Mexican. Listen what I'm saying to you. Zip told the story. Blue Boy, I never heard Blue Boy mention. I don't follow Blue Boy, so I don't be on his social media. I'm saying what Zip said. Zip said that he turned down, he made an executive decision. So either you were the executive or you were a hooligan. Hooligans don't make executive decisions like that. If it's smoke, nigga, then it's smoke. You don't duck no, and again, I'm not a hooligan, but I know hooligans. Oh yeah, my Uncle Squirt is a fucking hooligan, nigga. My Uncle Squirt got more bodies than Zip. Zip deleted one person. My uncle got multiple bodies, but he done went to prison. He did his time. He got released on technicalities and shit. My uncle name is A1 in the streets. A1. So it is what it is, and it'll be what it's gonna be. But my uncle a hooligan. My uncle said it's no excuse for that. There's no excuse for that. So my point of even telling these stories is these what made me and Zip go back and forth with each other, because those two stories right there that Zip told, I ain't speaking about something that somebody else said. I ain't talking about something that because, you know, if I was doing that, then 10 toes down, he done said Zip is a mook. He said Zip is a rat. He done said all kind of shit, and I ain't into that. That ain't, I was never a part of that. I just got lumped into that sector. I got lumped into that category because me and Zip was having words with each other. But I ain't never made up no false tales on Zip. I ain't never slandered his name. I ain't never, you know, after me and him is going back and forth because he defensive about what I was questioning him about. Now we kind of disrespecting each other. We kind of doing the YouTube thing. But as a man, you got to know something. This grown man business, homie. I'm a grown man. This YouTube shit is YouTube shit. If niggas gonna get rich off YouTube, get rich off YouTube. I'm already in position. So I stand on this grown man business shit. I stand on the principles and morals of grown men. So when I talked to Zip, when me and him had, I definitely told him like, yo, if I did slander your name, you know what I'm saying? That's my bad. That's my bad. You know what I'm saying? If I assassinated your character on this app, that's my bad. Because as a grown man, I ain't on this YouTube to slander your name. I ain't on this YouTube to assassinate your character. But you shooting homie in the back of the head, that's coward shit to me. I need you to, you gotta explain that. I just needed to, that didn't make no sense to me. You crept up behind a nigga and shot him in the back of his head. All right, Blue Boy put a knife on your cell. You ducked that smoke, but you a hooligan. So those are the only two things that occurred that made me and Zip kind of go back, because when I questioned him about it, you know, niggas gonna get defensive. He already being attacked by all these other content creators. You know, he already think it's 20v1. So me just asking and trying to see what that was about, he felt like it was, and then we start now, but now I'm defending myself. Now we just going back and forth, and it's pointless content. The shit pointless, you know. You know, I look at that old shit, I'm about to delete all that shit off my channel. I don't even like it on my channel. Yeah, I don't like what they doing to Zip when it come to these YouTube streets, my nigga. I don't know. And that's why, again, I got to separate myself from that, because that's something personal. With 10 toes down, got going with Zip with the drip, nigga, that's something personal. What all these other content creators got going on with Zip with the drip, nigga, that's something personal. I ain't got nothing to do with that. Right? Salute, Adrian. What it do? Nah, it ain't nothing to it, man. You know, we just talking about some things, man. Like, you know, 50 Cent and Zip with the drip said, it's not what you say, it's what you do that make you a tough guy. It's not what you say, it's what you do that make you a hooligan. But I'm here to tell you, here at Grown Man Business TV, it's never what you do that make you a hooligan, it's how you do it. It's never what you do that make you a hooligan. Never ever what you do that make you a gangster, that make you a big dog. Never. It's how you do it. So shooting a nigga, it ain't just anybody can shoot a gun. My 3-year-old son, if I put a gun in his hand, he'll shoot that motherfucker. A pussy, a sucker, a dude that's scared for his life will shoot a gun. That don't make him a hooligan because he killed something. That don't make you a gangster because you shot a gun. How did you shoot that gun? Did you creep up behind a nigga and shoot him in the back of the head? Or did you look him in his eyes, stand over top of him, and take his life? Did you do it that way? These things got to be put into perspective. These things got to be, you know what I'm saying, outlined in chalk, my G. You can't just, and that's what's wrong with a lot of these young niggas. They think just shooting a gun and killing somebody make them a gangster. The OG's supposed to let them know that ain't gangster, homie. You did a drive-by, that ain't gangster. You closed your eyes and shot up the block, that ain't gangster. You crept up behind that nigga and shot him in the back of his head, that ain't gangster. That's coward shit. So let's be real, right? Let's just say Zip would have heard me saying that, and then we could have had dialogue. You know, then we could get deeper into that story. And I'm sure Zip probably would say something like, you know, homie was a killer. Homie was a gun toter. You know what I'm saying? It was my first time. I just shot the gun. I ain't think about all the extras that come with it. Shooting a nigga in his back don't make you a hooligan, homie. It don't make you a tough guy. Shooting a gun, period, don't make you a tough guy. Anybody can do that. That's how I was raw. That's how I was raised. That's why I never was the first one to just shoot a nigga. It ain't that we was, you know, scared to do it. But I understood that we got 1,000 guns. In Virginia, we can get our hands on 1,000 guns. I used to sell them to New York niggas. So I knew early, me just shooting you ain't gonna make me or give me the cool points or whatever whatever stripes that you looking for. Is how I shoot you, nigga. Did I do a drive-by? Did I creep up because I was scared and shot? Did I close my eyes or did I walk down on you, nigga? Did I do it the real way? It's never about what you did, it's how you do it. And see, again, I lost some respect for 50 Cent because I'm like, damn, I thought, you know, I don't know, I didn't expect that from 50. But when I heard Zip with the drip say it, it made me say, okay, I need to approach this. Salute to the chat, man. 144 people in here. Hit that like button, man. Hit that like button. Salute to Zip, too.
My approach to the internet was different. Came on the internet, yo, listen. This is the lane. I am a tough guy. Yeah, you heard what he said? You do something tough, they put you in jail. Now you in the home of the boldest. You gonna have to continue doing tough things. I did 20 years straight. Straight. What you think? I went to jail? Oh, I'm not gonna be tough no more. Oh, nah, nigga, you was running around in the street shooting people in the head and all of that? Nah, you ain't gonna get in here and be soft now. Yeah, you ain't gonna, what's the opposite of tough? Tender? Yeah, oh, you gonna be tender? You gonna get in here and be tender? Nah, we gonna carry on the tradition, you heard? Hey, we ain't stopping none of that. And so when I get on here and verbalize that, people get upset. Oh, yo, he acting tough. Nah, I don't act tough. Tough is not what you say. Tough is what you do. Denzel Washington act tough. Yeah, the Equalizer. Man on fire. Denzel Washington act tough. I ain't never heard these niggas on the internet criticizing Denzel Washington for acting tough. Yeah. Brad Pitt act tough. Achilles and Troy.
This nigga is funny, man. Zip is a wild dude. You ain't out there, you wasn't out there shooting people in the back of the head. You shot somebody, you got shot one person, B. In the back of the head, B. Nasty work. But like I said, man, you know, I tapped in with Zip. Cause again, I'm sitting back, I'm watching YouTube. I'm looking at 10 Toes Down and I'm saying, man, this shit is nasty work, what's going on in these YouTube streets. I don't know what y'all got against Zip with the drip. I don't know why y'all don't like him. I don't know what personal vendetta y'all got with homie, but I ain't got nothing to do with that. You know what I'm saying? And watching 10 Toes, watching these niggas call him a rat without no paperwork, call him a mook, say he was in jail performing with boys, you know, participating in the Rainbow Coalition, participating. Like, I won't there. I don't know what was going on in them jail cells, right? So, you know, that's a whole nother story, but that paperwork shit is filthy. That's something else. I ran past my uncle. My uncle was like, nigga, you know, back in the days, if you ever did that back in the days, homie, your life is on the line. Especially in New York. Again, my people is from New York City. My uncle was established. You talk about hooligan shit. You talking about shooting. I'm talking multiple. My people got multiple. He ain't just sneak up behind one person in the back of the head. I'm talking this nigga's whole, my uncle, he's a whole different type of hooligan. And then when I ran it past him, he said, nah, nigga, you make an accusation about a nigga being a rat in New York City and you ain't got the paperwork, nigga, your life is on the line. So the shit I see like 10 Toes Down doing, a few other content creators as well. You know what I'm saying? I'm not sure. I can't be a part of that. If y'all got paperwork, then y'all need to present the paperwork and you need to read that shit. I'm pretty sure if it was paperwork on Zip with the drip, I'm pretty sure 1090 Jake would already had his hands on it. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure 1090 Jake would have already produced the paperwork. So I can't, that shit is a circus. I didn't respect the body he got. I don't respect, I think that's coward shit. The whole situation with Blue Boy, I feel like that's coward shit. You can't be a hooligan and you turning knife work down, right? But when it come to religion, when it come to that Quran, when it come to like spiritual elevation, when it come to knowing his shit, when it come to that book, I gotta respect and salute that. And that's what I told him when I reached out to Zip. I say, bro, YouTube is YouTube. You know what I'm saying? It was never nothing personal with me. Shit was all business. YouTube is YouTube. I monetize, you monetize. We running the numbers up. But the shit you've been saying about the Quran, the things you've been saying about, you know, the religion, homie. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I appreciate that because I'm on my spiritual journey as we speak. I'm in the process and you know, asking questions about the Shahada and X, Y, and Z. Now, Zip a tough guy, so, you know, that nigga wasn't really, you know what I'm saying? He wasn't really trying to, but he did say a couple of things that was positive, man, and really stuck with me. You know what I'm saying? Hey, nigga, do that shit ASAP. Do it now, nigga, don't wait. You know what I'm saying? Because I was kind of procrastinating. But the downloads is downloading for me every day. And, you know, taking my Shahada, you understand what I'm saying? Reading the Quran, understanding that spiritual side been tugging at me for some months. It been tugging at me. You know, when I can't stop thinking about it, I know that I know that's the ancestors telling me, you need to do that. And the first thing he said to me, Zip, nigga, do that shit ASAP. Don't wait, nigga. I said, all right. Now again, Zip a tough guy, or you know what I'm saying? He a tough guy. So you know the tough guy shit comes soon after. Like, nigga, get somebody else to do. I asked him a question like, yo, I asked the nigga something. He was like, nigga, get somebody else to walk you through it. You know what I mean? The nigga was giving up some game at first, you know what I mean? I'm like, all right, you know what I mean? And then I was like, yo, I asked the nigga something. And the nigga DM me back. The nigga said, get somebody else to walk you through it. I'm like, all right, I got it covered, nigga. But that all I needed was that. I already got somebody to walk me through it. My family, my uncle walking me. I'm in process to take my shahada. You understand that? So you gotta know something. If it was beef between me and Zip, he probably wouldn't even responded. If it was beef between me and that man, fuck out of here, nigga. But you know what elevates above this YouTube shit? Spirituality. You know what elevates above this YouTube shit? Religion. And when Zip get to talking about religion, when he get to giving up that game about the Quran, Islam, that nigga's powerful. That's really what he's supposed to be doing. If Zip ain't a comedian, if he ain't gonna go on tour with Charleston White and do comedian shows and make people laugh, if he ain't gonna do that, that nigga need to tap into talking about that religion. That nigga's very knowledgeable about that religion. That's something I wouldn't so I gotta salute that man when it come to that intellectual property, when it come to that IP about, taking your shahada, prayer rugs, what's halal and what's not. What's the nigga name? Dr. Inky? He ain't know what to do with Zippy. This nigga name is Dr. Inky. I don't know if he's a real doctor. I don't know if he got his doctorate degree. I don't really know fully about, I'm not really fully aware of what Dr. Inky, what he, how deep he is into who he is. But when him and Zip was going back and forth, I'm telling you, I watched it a couple of times. That nigga don't want no smoke with Zip. That nigga don't want, intellectually, you understand what I'm saying? When it come to that religion, when it come to that, the Quran, when it come to that, it ain't too many people that want no smoke with homie. I know he, you know what I'm saying? He played like a hooligan. He played like a tough guy. He's real animated. The nigga scream and he get loud and he's smoking a lot of weed. But if you was to actually pick that nigga, if Zip was to allow you to pick his brain, let me reword that. If he would allow you to pick his brain, that nigga's another level with that. Yeah. See, so you gotta understand something. Over here at Grown Man Business TV, this grown man shit, homie. So this ain't really no real game like that. You know what I'm saying? We gonna engage with YouTube, with content. We gonna stimulate the algorithm. We gonna talk our talk. We gonna walk our walk. But you need to know something. It ain't nothing personal, homie. It's all business. So I might not like that Blue Boy story from Zip with the drip. I might not like how he snuck up behind homie and blew his head off or blew his neck off and killed the black man in his own hood. I might not fuck with that. But what he talking about, that Quran, a lot of you niggas need to close your mouth and open your ears. When he talking about that religion, when he talking about what he prayed to, when he talking about that shit, a lot of you dudes need to close your mouth and open your ears, nigga. Put your pride and ego to the side. It's a nigga that know a little bit more than you right here. Right here. And again, I ain't never been no hater. I work hard to get where I'm at. So if I see some shit in a nigga that we could be enemies. We could be full-blown enemies. And you know what I say? I don't fuck with that nigga, man, but that nigga, he know X, Y, and Z. I can see he know that. I can't knock him on that. Nah, I ain't gonna disrespect that angle and that aspect. Nah, I might not like the nigga. I might not rock with the nigga. I might not do nothing. Nah, we ain't cool on no level. But he get money. He do this. He do that. He know what the fuck he talking about. Dr. Inky, and whoever else y'all got on the internet. When it come to that shahada, when it come to that Quran, when it come to that religion, nigga, close your mouth and open your ears when that man talking. Is what it is, and it'll be what it's gonna be. Me personally, that's the only gems that I can take when it come to Zip with the drill. When he talking that religion, homie, and he giving that game on what's halal and what's not, and what's accepted and what's not, like, I'm in the process of taking my shahada, but I gotta, I'm reading the Quran. I'm getting into it. I'm figuring out, because you could read it just like everybody. See, this is what I'm gonna tell. This is what I want to say, right? Zip is great at calling it for what it is. Hey, let me say this, right? Zip is great at calling it exactly for what it is. See, when people read the Bible, when people read the Quran, when people read all of these biblical and religious scriptures, right, the first thing they do is they personalize the scriptures. And they try to give their own twist and their own, likeness and what they think the scripture means. And then what they do is they apply that to the actual word. And Zip is great at detaching from the book, reading that book, reading those scriptures, and just doing exactly what it say, and not trying to make it what he wanted to be. So when a nigga be like, you ain't supposed to smoke weed, that's halal, and Zip smoking them on that shit. Because again, in the Quran, it say you ain't supposed to make nothing halal. You can't do that, nigga. You can't. If it don't say it's that in the book, then that ain't what it is. And you gotta be able to recognize that when you looking at a nigga. When you not hating on that man. Y'all might have had disagreements. It might not have looked right but when you not hating, then you can see that. That's one thing I noticed, that that nigga's a genius at that. Reading that Quran, because he had all those years to read the Quran, read it again, read it over, take it in, dissect it, think about it, put it into perspective, and then apply it to his life. See, I'm articulate, homie. I know exactly what I'm talking about. When people read the Bible, right? It's a story in the Bible where God told Moses to go into the land of the giants and to take the land. Now, in the Bible, he said, take the land. He didn't say go in there, pray for them. He didn't say go in there and ask them if you can have the land. He didn't say go in there and live as equals when you go into the land of the giants. He said go in there and take that shit. And when you ask people about that scripture, when you ask people about that word, right, everybody got a different perspective on what he meant when he said take it. But I heard Zip say something one time like, yo, he said he gonna make it easy for man to understand. It's not gonna be rocket science. But when you go in there and you put your perspective, when he said take the land, what the fuck you think that mean? That mean take it, nigga. You think the giants is gonna give you the promised land? The giants is in there. They eating all the food. They eating all the animals, all the beautiful waterfalls and shit that's in there in this promised land that's made for you. You think they just gonna give it to you? So when he say take that shit, that's what he mean. When he say take it, he mean take that shit. He didn't say nothing else. And when you start asking and talking to these false prophets, they gonna start putting their perspective on it. They gonna start putting their twist in what they think he meant. That's That's where a dude like Zip, man, is hella powerful. He understands that it's not about him. It's just about what's in the Quran, homie. That's it. The Quran say you ain't supposed to drink alcohol. You ain't supposed to pray under the influence. You ain't supposed to have a dog, nigga. They are filthy animals. But then you will have dudes like Haas and these other dudes that are Muslim, right? But they got dogs in their house. And they'll say, nah, this what they meant when they said they wasn't talking about these dogs. See, niggas is gonna fuck up the word. And when you got somebody, when you got a intellectual that knows how to separate himself from the book, knows how to separate his perspective from the good word and just give you the word, nigga, you gotta salute that. So it's a big salute to Zip for that. That's where I tap in with Zip. That religion, homie. I don't believe the hooligan shit, nigga. I don't really believe that. You know what I'm saying? The stories that you told me don't equate the hooligan talk. It don't equate that tough man. That tough guy shit, it don't equate. You shot the nigga in the back of his head. That ain't tough guy shit. When Blue Boy wanted smoke, you ducked that. That ain't tough guy shit. But that religion, homie, I'm gonna tell you this. I would put Zip against any nigga on YouTube, any nigga in these YouTube streets that think they know something about that Quran. I put my money on Zip. Dr. Inky, Dr. Umar Johnson, goddamn Supreme. I don't give a fuck who it is. I'ma put the money. I'm a sports better, and I'ma put my money on Zip with the drip when it come to that Quran, nigga. When it come to that book, when it come to that religion, I'ma put that money on Zip, eyes closed. Go get your illest scholar, nigga. Go get the illest scholar on YouTube when it come to that Quran, homie. And I'ma put my money on Zip. Salute to the chat, man. Salute. Yeah, it's late. It's 2:30 in the morning. I ain't gonna stay too much longer. We already 60 minutes in, but I just wanted to get that off. I've been a little bit under the weather, so I ain't been going live in the last few days. Salute to everybody that's in the DM. Salute to everybody that's tapped in the Grown Man Business TV. My DM been crazy. With the clips, asking me my perspective about this, asking me my perspective about that. I just been sweating out this. I think I caught a cold. So I don't get sick at all. So a lot of the time I don't know what's going on. I feel like I must have caught a cold or maybe the flu or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So I've been drinking that tea. I've been, just trying to sweat it out. And I've been sleeping all day. I slept all day and I didn't get a chance to go live. So I said, you know what, I'm gonna go live tonight. It's already late, but I didn't give a fuck. 115 people in the chat. Make sure y'all hitting the like. Make sure y'all hitting the subscribe button. Run them likes up. And again, I've been getting a lot of questions about Zip because a lot of people been asking me like lately, right? What's the beef between me and Zip? But I didn't even tell nobody because I didn't do that shit for YouTube views. I didn't reach out to Zip for YouTube views or for clout or anything like that. I reached out to Zip because I respect his intellect when it comes to that religion, and I'm in a process of taking my shahada. You know what I'm saying? And I just wanted some advice on it. I just wanted to see if he would even give me the advice, being as though niggas think we beefing, being as though niggas think I don't like him. You know what I'm saying? And he reached back out, and the nigga, he had some good shit to say. You know what I'm saying? We spoke real brief, like it wasn't nothing like niggas was, all friendly or nothing like that. But see, spirituality and religion and that shahada and that Quran, that shit trumped this YouTube shit. You understand what I'm saying? So, the downloads was telling me to go ahead and just get this out. Like, those were the things that made us go back and forth. It was never no beef. The shit that 10 Toes Down and all these other, it's a bunch of YouTube niggas that's going at Zip. I ain't a part of none of that. That shit is a circus, nigga. And I would appreciate if y'all got paperwork, nigga, read it. You know, we grown ass men, homie. Ain't no motherfucking way y'all on this YouTube playing games with a nigga name, playing games with a nigga character on this YouTube, and y'all niggas lying, and y'all ain't got what y'all, I don't know what y'all doing, but that shit nasty work. I don't condone none of that. And being as though me and Zip did have a back and forth, right? It's easy to put me in the category with them niggas. Fuck no. Nah, that ain't how it works. Fuck no, it don't work like that. So, you know, I'ma separate myself from that, period. Period. Yeah, you know, Zip, he a tough guy. Niggas always I'm like, man, well, I ain't take it personal. And I told Zip, listen, man, if I assassinated your character in any way on this app, that's my bad, homie. Ask him. Y'all niggas being Zip chatting all that, ask him. Yeah, man, if I assassinated your character, if I slandered your name, you know, anything like that, nigga, I didn't say I apologize, but I said my bad on that. You know, that's man shit. I ain't apologizing, nigga, but my bad. Because that wasn't the angle that I was coming from. But this is YouTube. It's easy to get shit misconstrued when y'all going back and forth on video. You know what I'm saying? He drop a video, you responding to the shit. He drop a video, he responding to your shit. You know what I'm saying? You drop a video, you responding to his. It's easy to get shit misconstrued. So I'm gonna hit you on a personal note, nigga. I hit you in your DM. What's up, nigga? You know what I'm saying? YouTube is YouTube. You know what I mean? Shit was never personal, nigga. Oh, no, you know what I'm saying? You know, when you slandering my name, you know, I think Zip said something like, when you slandering my name on these you know, it's always gonna be personal. I'm like, well, listen, man, you know, if I slandered your name or if I assassinated your character, I remember using that, assassinated your character. If I did that on these YouTube streets or on this app, that's my bad, homie. I'm a big dog in this shit. You a big dog in this shit. So it's easy. Like, yeah, like you said, egos can easily collide. But grown men, we not gonna spend too much time on that. We not gonna let that type of energy flow within our sector too long. And I ain't like how that shit, I didn't like that. Nah, cause it was never that, nigga. Yeah, I don't agree with that. I think that, you think that's hooligan shit. I think that's cowardly. You think shooting a dude in the back of his head is hooligan. You think that's tough. I don't think that's tough guy. I think shooting a gun is the easiest way to do it. Anybody, a coward can shoot a gun. A nigga that's scared for his life will shoot a gun. So shooting a gun don't make you a tough guy. It's never what you did, it's how you did it. Always remember that. 111 people in the chat. Always take that with you. It's never what you did, it's how you did it. If you shot a gun, that don't make you a tough guy. How did you shoot it? Was your eyes open? Did you look that man in his eyes? Did you stand on top of him? Or did you run? Did you do a drive-by? Did you shoot him in the back? See, shit like that is what matters. It ain't the gun. You know what I mean? So that's the only thing me and Zip didn't see eye to eye on. But almost everything else, nigga, we kind of on the same page. So listen, man, big salute to the chat. Appreciate y'all, man. I'm gonna take a couple more days, probably another 2 or 3 days before, maybe another 2 days, man, another 48 hours, man. Drink some vinegar with water. You'll be all right. 10-4. Vinegar and water, huh? Yeah, might try that out, man. You know, a beautiful thing is, man, when it comes to like health, you know, I feel good, man. You know, I be ripping and running in these trucks and at these truck stops and shit like that. So it's easy to come across something. But yeah, my body fights it off, man. Even though I'm getting older, so it feels good to know that the immune system is still strong. My immune system is powerful. So yeah, you know, I'm about like 80%, maybe like 75%. I say 80%. Another good 20% and I'll be right. But I wanted to get that out there, man. Big salute to Zip with the drip, homie. Regardless of what you did, if I think it was cowardly or not, you went, you did your time, you paid your debt to society, my G. After you paid your debt to society, you came home, right? And you made a conscious decision not to step full force in that street ever again. You made a conscious decision not to go and try to rob somebody, not and go and try to take the easy way out, not to do something that send your ass right back to jail, because the statistics say a nigga like you ain't gonna be home a year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. You ain't gonna be home before something tempts you and they put your ass back in jail. Point blank, period. So you made a conscious decision to be patient, to put in the work. If you're going to put the work in on YouTube, well, that's what you putting the work in at. And now you got to be patient. And on top of being patient, you made the conscious decision to be consistent. You made a conscious decision to be consistent, my G. For those reasons, Zip, you going to fucking win, homie. For those reasons right there, the fact that you made a conscious decision to do the right thing, to be patient with this shit, not to rush it, not to try to get, not to try to get fast money, not to try to do it. You made a conscious decision to say, you know what? I'm gonna do this YouTube shit, and I'm gonna take my time, and I'm gonna be patient, and I'm gonna be disciplined. And not only am I gonna be patient and disciplined, I'm gonna be fucking consistent, and I'm gonna go live every day. I'm gonna do live streams. I'm gonna do pre-recorded videos. I'm gonna do shorts. I'm gonna get my, you doing the right thing. And I don't think that it's enough niggas on this YouTube saluting that. It ain't enough black men on this YouTube saying, Zip, salute, homie. Salute to you, my G. Good job, my G. Keep fucking going. And it would behoove you, right? That all these black YouTubers, all these niggas that we see in these YouTube streets would start saluting each other, would start saying, yeah, nigga, get your numbers up. Yeah, nigga, go support my nigga Zip. Go support my nigga Bullets Gotti. Go support my nigga 050 The Movement, China Brim, Harlem Legend. Go support my niggas. Instead of all this bickering and all this hate, all this personal shit. Nigga did 20 years in jail. I can't do nothing but salute that. Nigga, I don't respect what you did to go to jail, though. I think that's coward shit. But you know what? You paid your debt to society. You goddamn sure paid a debt to society. And you ain't just sit there and do nothing. You did something. You gained some intellectual property. You gained some education. You gained some knowledge, nigga, some spiritual knowledge, some knowledge of self. You gained that. And now you home. In the same way, these niggas, see, it's nasty work. That's why I say I can't be a part of the circus, nigga. I ain't a part of that. That's why I reached out to you, Zip. I ain't a part of the circus. Sit on that couch every fucking day and make these videos. Sit on that couch every fucking day and make these live streams. Sit on that couch every fucking day until you turn that shit into whatever you dreaming about. Until you turn your dreams into a reality, nigga. Because whatever you asking for, Zip, you gonna have it. The question is, are you disciplined enough? Are you patient enough? Are you consistent enough to go get it? Sit on that couch every day, nigga. Sit on that couch every day. I don't care how dirty the couch is. I don't care what it is, nigga. Sit on that couch every day and go live. Do pre-recordings. Do shorts. Because whatever you asking for, Zip, whatever it is that you want, nigga, the big chain pull, whatever you asking for, the money, whatever you asking for, nigga, you gonna have it. The real question is, how disciplined are you? Are you patient enough? Are you consistent enough to go get it? David, what it do, homie? Yeah, when the smoke clear, you gotta know. I ain't sure about nobody else, but Grown Man Business TV still gonna be moving. Grown Man Business TV still gonna be standing. I told Zip, I say, nigga, I said, plus I'm the only one. I said what did it I said what did it I said, plus I'm the only YouTuber that you couldn't fully smoke, nigga. I said, nigga, I said, Zip, I'm the only one you went to war with and you could not fully get rid of, nigga. Cause Grown Man Business, that's a universal language, baby. This shit is a universal language. This shit is everywhere. I don't care where you at. I don't care where you live at. I don't care who you around. It's some grown men that's on Grown Man Business somewhere in the vicinity. Salute to all my fellow content creators, man. Big salute to Zip with the drip, nigga. Keep going. Keep grinding. Consistency is key, nigga. Consistency beats talent any day. So you already know what time it is, man. It's your boy, Grown Man Business TV. You feel what I'm saying? You can tap in, you can tap out, but you do know my slogan. Yeah, I'm sure you know what I suggest. I suggest you tap in, man. I suggest you tap into this Grown Man Business. I suggest you tap into this Grown Man content at all times. You already know what it is. Straight off the brick into the bottles. Straight off the bricks into the bottles. Straight raw, pure, uncut, no extras, no preservatives. We not sugarcoat nothing. We not dressing nothing up. Listen, man, Zip with the drip. You already know, man. Giving up that game straight raw, no diddy. No diddy, homie. It was never nothing personal. It was always business. It was always business, but you know what? The one thing we don't want to do is bad business. And when you get on this internet and we get doing what we doing on this internet, this shit could turn to bad business. Good thing it never turned to bad business. Salute to all the YouTubers, salute to all the content creators, but big salute to Zip with the drip, nigga. Stand on business. Don't let these niggas knock you off your square. Don't let them knock you off the holy trinity, nigga. The couch, the mirror, and the lamp. That's all that matters. Pick cat. Do your shit. Stay consistent, homie. Stay consistent, because whatever you asking for, you gonna have it times 10. The only real question is you gonna be disciplined enough to get it? Is you gonna be patient enough to get it? And is you gonna have enough consistency to get it? Just know here at Grown Man Business TV, we rocking with you, homie. You paid your debt to society, nigga. Now, are you a tough guy? Nah. Are you a hooligan? Nah. But that's okay. You a content creator now. You ain't no fucking hooligan, nigga. You are on YouTube every day. Zip with the drip, you are a content creator. That's what you are now. You are not a hooligan and you are not a tough guy. All right? So listen, man, you already know what time it is, but it's your boy, Grown Man Business TV. Nigga, you can tap in and you can tap out, but you know my slogan, nigga. You know what I suggest. And I suggest you tap in. Gang.